U.S. Vice President Kamala Harris is spending Friday in Zambia, the final stop of her three-nation tour of Africa, where she was warmly greeted and held talks with President Hakainde Hichilema. Now, following their meeting, the two leaders held a press
Kamala
conference.
Harris arrived
the global
in Zambia Friday,
the
the last
States
stop
and
of
China
her
has been a
week-long
recurring
Africa trip.
backdrop for
What do
Harris's
Zambians
journey,
expect,
and nowhere
and
is
what
that
do
more
they think
apparent
of
than
her
in
visit?
Zambia
We'll have a
and her
report.
previous stop in Tanzania.
The grand jury
The
in New
developments
York
are
votes to
concerning to
indict
Washington,
former
and the
U.S.
White
President
House
Donald
is
Trump
worried
on
that
criminal
Africa is
charges
slipping further
related to a
into
payoff
Beijing's
to a
sphere
former
of
adult film star.
influence.
We'll have reporting and analysis.
On our reporter
And
Daniel
in our
Tonga
entertainment
Lusaka
segment,
spoke to
the
Zambians
latest
about
music
the US
news
Vice
from
President's
around the
visit
world
to their
with
country.
Music Time in Africa.
The purpose of her visit to Zambia is to strengthen economic ties between Zambia and the US, and she comes at the time when Zambia is facing serious economic challenges and is in dire need of investment and economic opportunities. Kamara's visit is also seen as a move by the United States to counter the growing influence of China and Russia in Zambia, and her visit is expected to secure America's growing economic interest in Zambia. Her visit has been received with mixed feelings from many Zambians.
There is a possibility that even businesses in industry, from mining, manufacturing, and all these key sectors where we are trying to get towards to agriculture, tourism, may actually demonstrate an interest in our economy. And so there's that particular interest in that sense. But then also one of the things that I also find is very interesting is the fact that the United States government is still by far one of the biggest, in fact, if not the biggest, donor to Zambia in terms of social sectors and various areas where we have been lacking.
There's nothing much to be excited about this visit, but we can only call upon the other counterparts, that is the opposition, to continue to mount pressure on them, because we are told that this summit is actually meant to come and talk about issues of LGBT, and also we are also aware that there are other issues, security issues, that really I cannot go much into detail, but we saw how much the security detail of the Vice President has been, which has never been seen in the history of Zambia. This only goes to show that there's really something big that our colleagues have come for.
We saw what clearly happened in Ghana, and Mrs. Harris's visit to Zambia clearly has one agenda. Of course, in this summit, they won't use things like lesbian, gay, whatever. They'll use queer terminologies, but we know what the agenda is. And we are saying this is a Christian nation. This is who we are. And indeed, if it is a democratic summit, and if indeed America is really worried or really want to enhance the democracy of Africa, they should allow Africa to govern. They should allow Africa to make its own decision. They should allow Africa to guard its identity, to guard its culture.
We wouldn't want to see United States dictating to us who we should collaborate with. Russia is a sovereign state. They may have issues with Ukraine. We are a non-aligned nation. We have been part of the non-aligned movement for years, since we got independence, and that's how we were able to support countries such as China. It had to take our forefathers, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda and Julius Mwalimu Nyerere of Tanzania, to go and stand firm.
Harris has a special connection to Zambia. This is a country where she spent most of her time with her Indian grandfather. But ahead of her visit are issues of human rights and gays and lesbians that have cropped up and have created much controversy in Zambia. These issues are a test on Zambia's relationship with the West, and how Zambia and the US will handle these issues will certainly determine the future of the relationship between Zambia and the US. Reporting for VOA News, Daniel Tonga, Lusaka.
Daniel, thank you. Now, for more on the US Vice President's trip to Zambia,